Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have the political dialogue between European Union and Djibouti. For the international scene, the fight against COVID-19, four international organizations claim $50 billion. Welcome to our newsroom. The traditional annual meeting on the political dialogue of this year 2022 between the Republic of Djibouti and the European Union took place this Wednesday, April 6, 2022, under the co-chairmanship of the Minister of Foreign Affairs International Cooperation, spokesman of the government, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, the ambassador of the EU in Djibouti, Aidan O'Hara. The event brought together on the Djiboutian side, the Minister of Interior, Saeed Nuh Hassan, the Minister Delegate in charge of Digital Economy and Innovation, Mariam Hamadou Ali, the Ambassador of Djibouti in Brussels, Adan Mohamed Dileita, and Ambassador Gele, the Acting Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Musa Mohamed Umar, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Finance, Abdulrazak Ahmed Idris, as well as several senior officials, including the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Justice in charges of human rights. On the European side, the European ambassadors based in Djibouti, France, Germany, and those who made the trip from Addis Ababa, Belgium, Netherlands, Sweden, Finland, Poland, Luxembourg, Ireland, Portugal, Czech, Spain, Austria, Italy, Greece. Also note the presence of the commanders of the ENAFOR operations Atalanta, Rear Admiral Emmanuel Slachs. As a reminder, the annual meeting on political dialogue between the Republic of Djibouti and the European Union are held within the framework of the Cotonou Agreement between the ICP and the European Union, which call in its Article 8 for the holding of annual political dialogue between each ICP member state and the European Union. For his part, the European Union ambassador to Djibouti, Aidan O'Hara, said he was pleased in his speech the regularity of this political dialogue, which is the opportunity, he said, to have open discussions on various aspects of relations linking Djibouti and the EU. In his opening speech, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation spokesperson of the government first welcomed the European ambassador to the Institute of Diplomatic Studies. He recalled the importance of this political dialogue, which is, he said, an exercise in sharing views and ideas on the partnership between European Union and the Republic of Djibouti, and which represent the barometer of a cooperation that is respectful, constructive, and focused on the challenges of the present and future prospects. The Minister of Interior, Saeed Nuh Hassan, yesterday inaugurated the new headquarters of the national offices for assistance to refugee and disaster victims, ONARS, with the European Union ambassador at PICA 13. These new structures of ONARS, built by the International Organization for Migration, cover an area of 12,000 square meters and include a series of buildings that will house offices and meeting rooms. This brand new headquarters, thanks to the funding from the European Union within the framework of the project Sustainable Solutions for the Most Vulnerable Host Populations, Refugees and Migrants in the territory of Djibouti, symbolizes the ambitions to better assist and protect migrants, refugee host populations in accordance with the commitment made by the government of Djibouti in this area. The relocations of ONAR's headquarters is part of the strengthening of the policy of reception and the care of refugee, disasters victims and migrants identified in Djibouti. This event, which was an paramount importance, was enhanced by the presence of the Minister of Interior. The head of the European delegation is Ambassador Aidan O'Hara. About 20 ambassadors accredited to Djibouti, member of the government, as well as head of agencies of the United Nations system in Djibouti. For his part, the Minister of Interior, Said Nur Hassan, after having made a trip, a guided tours, welcomed the work done through the close collaborations of the International Organization for Migration. The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the African File Epidemiology Network, AFNET, the U.S. Centers for Disasters Control and Prevention, and the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, launched yesterday morning a training on monitoring recent graduate of the frontline file epidemiology training program. Objective to train new graduates from Djibouti on mentoring in file epidemiology so that they accompany the resident of cohort 2 who will soon receive training in epidemiology. This program aims to improve the health of the population by strengthening the capacity of the Ministry of Health to investigate, detect, prevent, and respond to priority public health issues as soon as possible. The opening ceremony was chaired by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Saleh Benoita Turab, and with the Director General of the National Institute, Dr. Hussein Yusuf Darara, at his side. They welcomed the participants and congratulated the graduates for their sections for the mentoring trainings. For his part, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Saleh Benoita Turab, recalled the importance of this training and urged the graduates to commit themselves to achieving the objectives of the trainings and expressed the readiness of the Ministry of Health to accompany the first cohort of trainings in file of epidemiology in Djibouti in the implementation of these activities on the territory of Djibouti. The Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the Food Agriculture Organizations, has completed a three-day training on vaccination against pest, the Petit Remignon, PPR, and contagious caprins in Obok, Pleuropneumia, for the benefit of auxiliaries. This training aims to improve the knowledge and motivations of file staff on vaccination against PPR and contagious caprine pleuropneumia. This training of veterinarians and technicians on the vaccination of pest, the Petit Remignon, PPR, aims to provide an opportunity for file agents to improve their understanding and knowledge on the basic vaccinations. Through these practices sessions, file agents were trained on vaccination. Participants were given hands-on demonstrations on how to inoculate animals with the vaccines. This campaign is an integral part of the global strategy to eradicate PPR worldwide, a strategy led by the FAO and the World Organization for Animal Health and undertakings in all countries. PPR is a highly contagious viral disease most commonly affecting sheep and goats. It is with great sadness that we learn the death of in the morning of April 3, 2022, at the Peltier Hospital of Wais Gele Bahdona, the elders of the region of Arta. He was loved and respected by his community. He leaves behind a wife, 13 children, 40 grandchildren, and many great children. The deceased was notably the grandfathers of the director of cinematography, Sahal Hussein Darar. In this blessed month, we pray to the most gracious, the most merciful, to welcome him into his eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. For the international scene, Barack Obama returned to the White House on Tuesday for the first time since 2017, invited by Joe Biden to speak about a subject dear to both of them, access to health care in the U.S. The former President Barack Obama has been invited to celebrate arguably the most iconic reforms of these two terms, the Affordable Care Act, better known as Obamacare, in effect since March 2010, at a time when Joe Biden has had to bury most of his major social reforms due to the virulent Republican oppositions and disagreement in the Democratic camp. Barack Obama was keen to recall that he had great difficulties in passing this legislation, Obamacare, which at the time had provoked a strong protest from Republicans and which still represent for some conservatives too much intrusionism of the U.S. In the lives of Americans, had as its project to reduce the immense inequality in access to care by generalizing access to health insurance. I wanted to reform the healthcare system, even if it's cost me re-election. And at one point, it almost did. Obama joked, adding that the legislation had not only survived repeated attempt to repeal it, including under Donald Trump, but that I was now pretty damn popular. Joe Biden said the law should be further strengthened before signing an executive orders improving care for family members. Four international organizations called for the $15 billion to fight against COVID-19. The International Monetary Fund and three other global organizations have called for $15 billion this year to fight the new coronavirus pandemic and strengthen all health systems. The International Organization for the International Monetary Fund, in partnership with the Coalitions for Epidemic Preparedness Innovation, the Global Fund, and the Wellcome Trust, released a discussion paper calling for a complex and integrated response by the international community to the scourges. The discussion paper proposes four directions: achieving equitable access beyond the vaccines to a comprehensive toolkit and monitoring the evolutions of a virus and dynamically updating the toolkit, moving from an acute response to a sustainable strategy for COVID-19 that is balanced and integrated with others' health and social priorities, and adopting a unified risk mitigation approach to future infectious disease treated beyond COVID-19. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.